today I'm going to show you how to do your own A/B test in Facebook ads. Now, Facebook Ads Manager does have its own A/B testing tool. However, I personally do not like to use this because I feel like it takes away from the control of being able to see for yourself whether something has a higher cost per landing page view, whether something has more purchases. Facebook decides that for you, and it is very, very good at it. But for me personally, I like to have that control. So I'm just going to show you today how you can do that A/B test yourself. And then I'm going to go on to talk about kind of the A/B tests that we like to do straight off the bat, and then go into the cheat sheet that we have created for you today. So to create an A/B test, you would need to create a campaign. So if you haven't created one already, you will need to create one and think about what you want to do. But for this example, I'm just going to go into one of Blend's older campaigns. Now, what we want to do is we want to come straight to the ads, because ad sets is what we use our audience for. Luckily, we've only got one in there at the moment, but if you had multiples, the easiest way to navigate is by hitting on there. Now, to create a new ad, you would simply just hit create here, and you might be sent to this bit here where you need to select if you've got an existing ad set, so you'd need to do that, and then you'd need to go into new ad. And when you do this, what you'll need to do is just name it appropriately, put anything, information in there, decide what format you want to do. So a really good A/B test is by doing carousel versus single image versus video versus collection, and see which ad format your audience prefers. But for this example, I'm just going to keep this on single image, and I'm going to add some media here. Probably just create one that we've already gone, so you can see obviously this is quite old. We've got Black Friday here. And what you can do is, if you want to, you can customize this for the placement. And what this means, for example, if I go into the stories one, is actually I can change or crop this image based on that placement. So that's a very useful feature that Facebook now has in here, and that could be something else that you want to A/B test. But for this example, I'm just going to put in test like this, and test like this. You don't need to put those in there, but you should if you can. And then I'm just going to put blendcommerce.com. So once you've created all your ad and everything like that, what you'll do is you just go ahead and set it up. At the moment, it's saying that there's too much text in the image, but that's fine. This is just an example. And when you're creating an ad like this, you do have to save it to draft first. And this is what it does for you. And usually at this point, you would hit review and publish. However, because I am using very old old image already, I'm not going to be able to do this until we remove this. At this point, what you would do is you can just get rid of that for a second and hit close. And now if I go back through my campaigns, there will be, this is the new image that I have created, the new ad I've created. So at this point, this is where you need to decide what your A/B test would be. And for us, we've created this cheat sheet, which shows you some of the A/B tests that we already do. So we always recommend that you put your campaign name at the top here, as well as your ad set and the date that you're doing it on. And we recommend going through these initial tests. So this is the top one here, which I spoke about, where you test like an image, a video, a carousel ad, or a collection ad. You can then test different types of copy. So for example, if I was wanting to test copy in this, what I would do is I would just hit duplicate here. I'd make sure it's in the original campaign still, and you probably want to keep this ticked on, but you can also select as many copies as you want. And when you hit duplicate, what it does is it takes a direct copy of the ad that you've already created, and then all you have to do is change the element within this second ad with whatever you're testing. So the first one you create is always the control, and the second one is whatever you're going to be changing. So if I wanted to change the ad format here, then I would go back and I could change that, which you would change here. If you wanted to change the copy, you could change it in the text here, where you might go ahead and test long form copy. So that's like a very long paragraph compared to short form copy, which could be just the 3 lines that you get now when you view something on Facebook. And you can also try having something that's very informative to something that might be slightly humorous. When it comes to image testing, if you find out an image is the best, for example, you could test having a product on a white background, or a lifestyle image of, like a model wearing something, or you could have it in someone's hand being used, or you could just have a stock image. So you could use a free website like Unsplash or Pexels, and you could find a stock image and see if that works best. When it comes to copy, you might want to see if having a link in the text is better than no link in text, whether using caps lock or emojis or quotes from customers. Those are all the types of things that you want to test in your ads to see how your audience likes what they like, and based on what they like is how you're seeing the results. So you would test all of that here, and I always recommend only testing one thing at a time because you want to know exactly what variable that audience likes best. So at this point, what you do is you'd hit publish, and then you would leave your ads to run. Now, normally when you're first setting off an ad, you would leave it for at least 3 days for it to get into the algorithm properly. And then after that period of time, you would see that maybe one variation has a higher cost per landing page view to the other, or one's got more purchases to the other. And kind of based on what the aim of your ad is and the results you get, that's how you would make the decision for your A/B test. So let me just discard this for you here, and I wonder if there is an example I can show you. So if I just flick this into the lifetime view, and if I've got my columns here. So these were some very old ads that we were running for Blend, but I just want to show you what the difference would be in like an A/B test. So just need to go back through this just so I can get back to what I was wanting, because I had all of them in there. But you can see here, just from like the naming convention, that we've tested different formats with different types of copy as well. And what we would do at this point is we're mainly aiming for landing page views for this. So I would list this by landing page view like so, and I would then be able to compare them. So immediately what I can see here, so if I get rid of this one here and highlight these two, I can see that the landing page views for the short form or short informative copy is better than the long one, and the cost of them isn't too different. So therefore, I would assume that this audience really likes short informative copy, and that's how you would make the decision on your A/B tests. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know. And also do not forget to get your free copy of the A/B testing checklist.